This is Debbie Kaufman, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you how to make a book fold card. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2 and 6 3/4. And you just fold it and fold it back, and then use your bone folder to press it. That way you have your book fold. And these are you can put 4 by 4 pieces in there, which makes it great. If you're using 12 by 12 designer paper, then you can get 9 cards out of one 12 by 12 sheet. So what I did is I cut cherry cobbler, and that is 4 by 4. That will go on the front. And then the designer paper is from the Season of Green and Gold. And I just went down 1/4 of an inch, so it's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. This is the back side, and this is the front that we'll be using. And then I also cut strips. This is 1 inch by 4, and that will go here. And I also like the back side of this too. You could either do this color as well. So that makes up the front of the book card. And then the inside is basic white 4 by 4, and that just goes on the inside. And then I added an extra piece just to give it some more dimensional. The stamp set we're using is Greetings of the Season, and we'll be using Merry Christmas. Now the two words are separated, and in order to put them on this die piece, I couldn't put the two together because then it was too much of a gap. So I was trying to figure out how to get it so it could kind of fit and not have that big space in between. Even though they're photopolymer, you could get them close, it still was too much of a gap. You stamp them separately. You stamp Merry and then you stamp Christmas, and that will get them close together. And I use cherry cobbler ink. The die I used for the sentiment is the Countryside Corner dies. They did carry over, but the stamp set itself did not. And I used the 5th one from the inside, so it just kind of gives it a nice touch. The greenery that I have here is from the dies, the sophisticated sled dies. And I die cut 2, one in garden green and one in gold, and then I just cut them to put them behind the pieces. The embellishments are also from what are they? Let's see, cherry cobbler and pearl adhesive backed berries. So that's how we're going to do it. Very simple card to put together. We'll go ahead and maybe do our stamping. Here's our stamping. And I'm going to get a little cushion because they are photopolymer, and I did not bring my cushion here. So the last video I had issues. Let's see how I do on this one. Cherry cobbler ink. I'll set this aside here, and we will do the Merry first. And I'm going to put that right and then we're going to do Christmas. Cherry cobbler takes a little bit longer to dry, as well as some of the blues, so I try to, and we're just going to put the Christmas. Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. The inside of the card is May your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. So we'll go ahead and stamp that. Now this little piece here will go here, so I'm going to kind of lay that here so I can kind of have an idea of where to stamp my Kind of put it off to the side a little bit. You could obviously use a smaller sentiment if you want to write more on the inside of your card. Or this is perfect for just signing your name. Now the stamp set did not have really anything to put on the envelope, and I decided that love and joy would be good, so that's what I put on the envelope. So we'll go ahead and do that while we're stamping. Okay, now we will close the ink and set aside and these are my pieces that I'm going to use, so I get those out and open up my little packet here that goes with the kits. That's where I like to put my die cut pieces because then they don't get lost in the envelope. Not saying I won't lose them here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and you could use adhesive, Stampin' Seal, you can use tear and tape, or you can use Tombow glue. You don't need a lot. Some more here in the corner. And then I like to look at my two corners, my upper right, my bottom left, and see if they're pretty close together. Put this down. Okay. Now we're going to put this on here. I love the fold of this card simply because you can do any stamp set with it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and layer this. See how quickly it's going together? And then I'm going to go ahead and put this down because it's easier for me to do that than do it afterwards, because you can do it either way. Just adds a little dimension, and it's a great way to use up some of that designer paper. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? We need to glue down our book part. See, you got to get this down so you know where to put things. And then this will go here. Ooh, see how quickly that went together? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put dimensionals. Now you can, I'm going to cut these in half. You can use glue dots if you want. I've just end up using my extra side parts of my dimensionals. Because you don't want to throw anything away. Okay. And we'll take those off. At least this time I didn't drop my ink yet. Okay. So now what you want to do is you want to kind of look to see, because you can stick those behind. Make sure you have the right greenery facing up. And you can do this one. And I just dropped one. I spoke too soon, didn't I? Well, I don't know where it went to. There it is. Okay. Spoke too soon on dropping things. Okay, and then you just kind of add that behind, however you want to do it, and then just lay it up there. And that way your greenery stays. And I'm going to go ahead and add my embellishments. There's there, and I'm going to stick one here and one there. And you have your card. That's all there is to it. Love this card. Thank you. This is Debbie, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Catch you on the next video.